Headphones. You can use earbuds, but don't.
I wouldn't recommend
it. These kind of headphones are very, very important. These are Sony MDR7506 professional large diaphragm headphones. I also use Audio-Technica Studio headphones, like $70. They're great. The thing about studio headphones is I can hear everything, like very, very clear, and it blocks out everything else outside
because of the pillows on it.
Because of the pillows on it. So if I sound a little low and Christian sounds high, I can hear that in these headphones. I wouldn't necessarily hear it through like earbuds or AirPods.
Not to mention earbuds don't typically come 1/4-inch jack.
Correct.
They're usually 1/8.
Yeah,
like the small jack. And to go even further, you're like, oh, well, I have wireless ones. That's even worse, and I'll tell you why. There may be a delay.
There's definitely going to be a delay.
Because it's wireless.
It's going to be ever so slight.
And, it might not be a big deal if you're both using the earbuds. But if one person's completely wired in and hearing it is exactly the time you're saying it, and then you're hearing a delay, you're going to start talking over each other.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like if you're doing a Zoom call and you got mismatched internet speeds. You can get that talk over. So I would recommend investing in, a pair of headphones. They don't have to be the 7506s. I think these are about $100, Will?
7506. Let me check. I have a little Amazon link here. These are $80.
Yep, they went down. I think they were $99.
Yeah, they were $99.
Yep.
Currently on sale for $80. They're great. They're super comfy. When I'm at home with my Audio-Technica, even sometimes when I'm here, I like doing one in, one out.
Right.
It's because I like to hear what's
your
going on around me.
Your real voice compared to the the voice that's going into the microphone.
It's also if I'm with a guest in studio, I like to hear both. I don't know. It's a habit I picked up a long time ago and I never dropped it. I do the same thing with headphones. You will never see me with two headphones in. If like for wireless earbuds or wired earbuds, I always do
self-awareness is key.
Yeah, like if I'm walking down the street, especially in a city, like I want to hear my surroundings as well as the podcast I'm listening to. Hopefully, it's Talking with Tarashuk. Yeah. So, headphones are a must. You don't need to go super expensive, but they are definitely a must. And if even I think the Audio-Technicas don't have a 1/4-inch jack attached to it, so you got to buy one.
So these are used recreationally, as well as they are used as professional. So I'm gonna unplug my jack real quick. I'm not gonna hear you real quick, but let me show you.
Yeah, if you're watching on video, if you're watching, let's listen to some audio. Oh, go ahead, Christian.
This is the jack for the thing, but it comes off. So if you like to listen to things, you like to listen to music, you like to listen to podcasts, you could plug this into your phone.
Yep.
Obviously if you have an iPhone, you got to get an adapter, but that's the world. Android users, you just plug it right in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go to the studio, throw it on, screw it on. I'm going to hear you back in a second because I haven't heard you all this time.
Yeah, I know. I've been talking to myself. And again, if you're on video, if just listen to the audio, go watch the video. On YouTube, clips are available, shorts are available on TikTok and Instagram, and the full video with chapters is available on YouTube.
Okay, I could hear you again.
Awesome. So yeah, that's essentially it. It's a regular headphone jack, just bigger. If the headphones don't have it automatically, because the interfaces need the 1/4-inch for the most part.
I like the ones that screw off.
Yes.
Just so you always got a headphone that you could use for two different uses.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then other than that, those are super cheap. Those are usually like under $10.
Which ones?
The audio jack, the screw-on ones.
Oh, they're much cheaper than that. You could get a pack of 4 of those things, those adapters, for probably $10 off Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. I'm looking right now. Let's see, how many is this? This is 2 of them for $8.99. And yeah, I can't tell you how many I've lost.
It's always good to keep a couple on hand.
Yeah. Last thing is an audio splitter. Now, that is just if you don't have the studio setup, but you still want to have you and your guest have headphones in your home studio with an interface. you can plug an audio splitter in, and what that does is it splits the feeds. So
I actually have something to say about that.
Go ahead.
That's a little bit better. You could get an audio splitter. Let's say like this interface, for example.
Yeah, put that camera on you.
Let's go to the big view. Here we go. You only have in the corner here. Other side. There you go.
Yep.
You got one jack.
Yep.
Problematic. However, these are supposed to go to your speakers. Unplug them from your speakers. You got 2 more jacks.
So you put both headphones in there.
Yep. If you wanted to, you could put 3 because you got one on the front.
Yep.
And then you got two more that are supposed to go to your speaker outputs. That's left and right. But you're dealing with a voice. There is no left and right. It's just center. Plug them right into there. You got two extra headphone outputs.
Well, there you go. That's a cheat code. The Rodecaster Pro has 4 automatically built in for the first 4 microphones.
Very nice.
So it's 5. It's the master which controls all of them. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So like if I'm hard of hearing, I need to turn mine up, and you're not because you're normal, I would turn yours down.
Right.
So, but if for some reason you don't have that option, you can put the audio splitter in and plug both headphones into that and make two inputs become one. An audio splitter is like,
and it doesn't affect the sound of the recording. Most importantly.
Yeah, it doesn't even affect the sound of how you hear it. It doesn't slow it down or anything. It's going to 2 places instead of 1. But yeah, that's audio hardware. Christian, anything else we missed, and for people should know what they need to buy when they're getting hardware for the podcast?
Just taking a look here. We covered pop filters, wind filters, boom, microphones.
Different microphones, pros and cons, of USB versus XLR.
Yep, interfaces, and headphones is really the last thing that you need. Let's see, we got anything else? No, I think that's it. That's it. Audio splitter, 1/4-inch jack if your thing doesn't come equipped with it. To transform it. Yeah, and we already covered software and everything on our other episode. So I think we summed it up pretty well.
So a good question is, if I'm starting my podcast, what should I budget for equipment? Depending on what you need, I would say between $300 and $500 for actual equipment.
Yep, I think 3 is kind of the minimum. You could go a little bit cheaper, but still very close to that range.
Yeah, and that will pretty much do.
And the thing that you should spend the most money on is your interface and your mic.
Yeah.
You could deal with a pair of cheap headphones.
You can get cheap XLR cords, you can get cheap headphones. You don't necessarily need the pop filter. Like the pop filter and the arm and stuff
It makes editing after the fact, getting some of those S's out better.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you were to 60% to 70% should be interface and mic.